to my channel, Shelby Knows Energy. I'm a senior energy consultant, and we are going to cover some subjects of energy in deregulated energy markets. Today, we aren't just talking about electricity, we're talking about financial survival in a volatile market. Today, I'm breaking down the long-term hedge because it is the only strategy left to protect your business from the price spikes that are coming. Let's dive in, shall we?
The headlines you're seeing aren't an exaggeration. We are looking at a fundamental shift in the American power grid. Just this week, ERCOT released a forecast that has CFOs and energy analysts staring at their screens in disbelief. They are projecting that peak electricity demand in Texas could quadruple from our current all-time records. ERCOT CEO Pablo Vegas put it bluntly, saying that Texas is experiencing exceptional growth and that it is completely reshaping how we identify and verify future load demand. He admitted this changing landscape has pushed forecasts much higher than anyone could have ever expected. But here's what this actually means for your business.
Now, some people will see those headlines and news articles and think, well, there's nothing I can do. I'm just a victim of the grid. However, as a commercial business in a deregulated energy market, you have a superpower: choice. So in a market this volatile, you have to stop viewing your electricity as some monthly bill that you just pay and more view it as a strategic liability. If you are on a standard 12-month to 24-month contract, you're not really shopping the market anymore. You're renting a Band-Aid. You're essentially betting that the market in 2027 or 2028 is going to be better than it is today. Based on the numbers we just saw and the increase in the power grid, you're losing that bet. I'm about to tell you why the long-term hedge is the only logical move for a growing business. So let's get to it.
Most businesses approach energy with a transactional mindset. They look at their contract expiration date and they wait until they're 90 days out, jump into the market, and take whatever price is available that week. And in a market that's only moving higher, it's a gamble that your next rate won't be 30 or 40% higher than your last one. A strategic hedge mindset flips that script. Instead of renting a short-term price, you're locking in a fixed rate per kilowatt hour for the next 6 to 10 years. You aren't just buying power, you are buying a strategic ceiling. So by locking in, you remove yourself from the market for pretty much a decade, while your competitors are forced back into the volatility every 2 years. Your rate would stay flat. To understand why this works, we have to look at the math. Historically, energy was cyclical. What went up eventually came down, but we've hit a structural shift between AI, data centers, and massive industrial clarification. The structural floor of the market is moving higher. If you sign a 2 or 3 year deal today, you are essentially scheduling a meeting with a much more expensive market in 2029. By then, that massive demand growth won't just be a projection. It will be live on the grid. A short-term cycle also forces you to fight expiration gravity. That's the pressure to sign a new deal simply because your current one is ending, regardless of whether we're in the middle of a heat wave or a geopolitical crisis. A 10-year hedge deletes that pressure. It allows you to shop from a position of power and total patience rather than necessity. For any CFO, this is about budget certainty. Electricity is a top 5 expense for most commercial operations. By locking in a strategic ceiling, you convert a variable risk into a fixed cost. You can project your margins with 100% accuracy for a full decade. That makes your business significantly more attractive to lenders and investors because you have removed a major piece of volatility from the books. Ultimately, this is your competitive advantage. While your competitors are seeing their costs of goods sold skyrocket during the next price spike, your cost will stay flat. You can maintain your margins while they're forced to raise prices. In a market where demand is quadrupling, a 2-year contract is just a transaction, but a 6 to 10-year contract is a strategy. It's a hedge. And in this economy, strategies are what's going to win.
So let's simplify this a little bit by recapping what we just went through with bullet points, as well as answering a few questions that I get from regular clients of mine. So if you are to do a short-term contract, 12 months, 24 months, even up to, 36 months, you are potentially riding the volatility. It's like riding a roller coaster, and every 2 years, you are back in the market at whatever rate it comes up to. If you are locking in a contract now for the next 10 years, or you're shopping 2 years in advance to lock in another 10 years, you have a strategic ceiling and a flat line. So you do not have to continue to enter the market, ride the wave, stress yourself out. You are not buying today's price. You are staying ahead of the curve that you may experience by jumping back into the market in 2027, 2028, 2029. Because as we've seen, the grid demand is only increasing. So the rates, they're only going up from here.
4 things to remember. Stop reacting, start shopping 12 to 24 months before expiration dates. Choose strategy, move from short-term band-aids to 6 to 10-year hedges. Lock in the floor, protect your budget from AI-driven demand spikes. Gain the edge, convert variable energy risk into 100% budget certainty.
Let's go over a few commonly asked questions by clients. If I sign a long-term 10-year agreement, what happens if I decide to retire? 2 things. If you decide to retire, you are not obligated to pay a cancellation fee. We can cancel your contract, no worries, and you still have that rate locked in. Now, if you decide to sell your business, you can also have the option of getting that existing contract for the business signed over to the new business owner, which can kind of be a selling advantage because they don't have to worry about electricity rates for the next few years, right? Another common question: what happens if I sign a 10-year contract and in a few years the market does go down? Well, we don't think that that will happen based on the grid demand that we've seen. However, we want you to have the most savings, so we can do what's called a blend and extend. We go to the supplier, let them know that there is a better rate since you've signed your contract, and usually they will blend it down, so give you the lower rate for the rest of the term, with usually an extension. The terms kind of vary by the supplier, but there's always the option of getting your rate lowered and protecting your business for yet another year. So really, it's a win-win. Your homework is to look at your contract and see when your current electricity contract is up. If it is in 2027 or early 2028, we should be talking now. As an energy consultant, it is our jobs to lock in the best rate because the market, again, is volatile. My name is Shelby. I'm a senior energy consultant, and I do business across Texas, Pennsylvania, Ohio, in deregulated energy markets. Should you have any questions, please comment them down below. And if you have specific videos you'd like to have more information on, again, hit me up in the comments. My phone number is also in my bio. Let's get your contract looked at for free and see if we can save you any money going forward. Have a great day. Happy saving.